guys, it's time for y'all to see the top 100 Minecraft mods. And from all these videos, let me know in the comments again, which one should I do? Which one do you recommend? Let's start.
What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that change the game, are not highly memorable and nostalgic or innovating. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 mods, with this being part 1. Let's begin. Optifine. Optifine is a mod that completely changed how Minecraft is played in terms of the graphical side of things. It adds complete support for HD textures with higher resolutions, a tool that mostly replaced the originally popular MC Patcher tool back in the older days of Minecraft. Not only does this mod assist in enhanced graphical fidelity through the fine-tuning of graphics with new graphical video settings options and support for HD shader packs like path tracing ones such as Sonic Ether's Unbelievable Shaders, it also assists in improving FPS values and upgrading performance for players with lesser grade hardware. Optifine also features certain technology which includes shader support, dynamic lighting, variable render distance, performance improving VSync, configurable smooth lighting, anisotropic filtering, anti-aliasing, better grass and snow, clear transparent water with better visibility, randomized mob support for texture packs for better variation, custom skyboxes, Optifine CTM, aka the...
Also, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm sorry if I told you this already, I just forgot. Here is our... Oh wait, let me just move the camera. Here is our YouTube board next to my lovely plant and my calendar. I'm gonna switch to December, okay? So look, 607 subscribers, 67 subscribers. 31% of you are between the age of 25 and 34. I've been marking stuff down. Look at my analytics. 5.8% of you have a good click-through rate. I have 4.9k likes, 356 shares, so keep sharing this. 688 comments, and I want to bring it up to here. 97.8% of you are not subscribed, so if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe! I only know one YouTuber that's like, the least amount of people not subscribed is like 67%. Anyways.
Textures for improved blending of side-by-side blocks and block animations. Optifine is certainly one of those revolutionary mods that needed a feature for a multitude of reasons. Mo Creatures. Sure, we're spoiled for choice nowadays with the amount of mods adding more animals to the game, but back when it was released, Mo Creatures by Dr. Zark was a legendary mod, coming with the custom mob spawner mod for better spawning parameters and configuration. Mo Creatures was one of the first high-quality Minecraft mods adding creatures that had very high-quality models, ones that particularly looked extremely good, but also ones that blended into the vanilla style and look. This mod brings over 40 new mobs to the game, providing new additions to the rosters of both animals and monsters, with the ability to tame and ride many of them. There's so many awesome creatures in this mod, and it's super nostalgic to play with, from Komodo dragons, crabs, wyverns, raccoons, snails, scorpions, deer, rats, sharks, and even ogres. There's countless mobs here. It's also interesting to note that many vanilla Minecraft creatures now in the base game were featured in Mo Creatures before they were added officially, such as the dolphins, foxes, wolves, turtles, and the horses, which I believe were heavily inspired by Mo Creatures horses. Too many items. Nowadays, the majority of people use just enough items for recipe viewing and the easy spawning of items. However, many new players never experienced one of the original inventory editor style mods, Too Many Items. There's been a lot of these style of mods over the years, but Too Many Items by Marglyph was the one that inspired the majority. This mod allowed for the creation and customization of items that weren't available in creative mode, as well as the saving and loading of different inventory orders, the ability to change time and weather on demand, and switch game modes, a revolutionary mod of its time which just wasn't really available back then. In some of the later updates of Too Many Items, there was an item editor that was added. This let you create custom coloured items such as coloured leather, player heads, signs with text spawned on them, pre-selected note blocks, and more, as well as some custom items with enchantments and custom names already applied to them based on the settings which you had.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, why not build an app that gives me endless app ideas? So let's make it. Pro tip, I draft the full app spec in ChatGPT, and then I drop the prompt directly into Base 44. It gives me super detailed structure. And here it is. Everything I laid out in detail as it goes. This is pretty awesome, but I want to make it playful. So I'm going to add a swipe left and swipe right interface. The same usability we all know. Now I'm going to add one more feature. So every idea that I favorite will turn into a kickoff prompt to start building the app itself. And that's it. Just come up with your idea, any idea, and Base 44 will do the rest. So go to Base 44 and create apps with your name on it.
Greenwich Street 497 is a place for elite plastic surgeons to come together. And the value of that is we get to innovate and we get to share ideas.
Plastic surgery, whether it's reconstructive or aesthetic, gives us the opportunity to affect change in people's lives. And one of the most satisfying parts of that is that the patients see that change immediately.
Dr. Garfon and I, years ago, going back almost a decade, were some of the first individuals in the field of plastic surgery to apply 3D imaging and 3D printing to show people in 3D what they look like, what they could look like, and now we can actually print something that can be used in the operating room to help us achieve that surgical plan.
We've brought that to the aesthetics world in what I think is the only place of its kind in New York City and possibly the world, where academic standards meet aesthetic care in a world-class setting.
We want to make sure that everyone who comes through our office feels like they're a part of the process. They're going to be involved. We want to hear what they want. We're going to hear what they hope to achieve.
Being listened to, being heard, is a critical part of what we do in aesthetic surgery. The most important piece of advice for anyone who's thinking about cosmetic or aesthetic surgery is learn as much as you can, but ultimately to form a relationship with someone you trust. The fundamental aspects of being a doctor have been the same for thousands of years. We are given the great privilege of caring for people in a wide variety of circumstances throughout the entire expanse of their lives.
The reason I love plastic surgery so much is
Entered Flans Mod. Flans Mod is the ultimate modern combat conversion for Minecraft. This vast mod introduces features such as planes, tanks, cards, guns, nades and other weapons, supported by a content pack system, meaning there's so many community packs that add new material to the mod. Flans Mod was legendary back in the day, the first time that you could swoop around with warplanes through the skies. The great thing about Flans is that it has great multiplayer support and it functions exactly the same online, making for opportunities to make war servers with TDM or capture the flag nodes. The website has pages for custom maps that you can play the mod on, as well as the content packs, which include themes like modern weaponry, 1940s style content, civilian vehicles, Titan mechs, and so much more. This mod is so extendable that it just had to take a place in the top mods of all time. Millionaire. Millionaire is the original NPC Villagers mod, a solution for populating the world with AI-based inhabitants with useful behavior. Millionaire was created with the aim to make empty-feeling worlds feel more alive and buzzing by adding NPC villagers which are 11th century themed with cultures such as Norman, North Indian, Mayan, Japanese, Byzantine, Inuits, and Seljuk Turks. The mod has multicultural villagers which are populated with men and women as well as children, citizens that can actually perform tasks in real time such as collecting items and working like cutting down trees or crafting and cultivating crops. The villagers expand over time and so does the number of its villagers as the couples have children which then grow up. You can assist in the growth of villagers by trading with them, rewarding you with items like special foods or cultural pieces such as tapestries. If your reputation with a village meets their standards, they might even build you a house to live.
This holiday, Verizon's got the craziest deal ever. 4 iPhone 17 Pros, all on them. No getting it if you're naughty.
there, the Twilight Forest. I would go as far as to say that the Twilight Forest, along with the Aether, is likely the best Dimension mod. The Twilight Forest is an enchanted and magical world, one that you can reach by creating a pool of water in the grass, which is surrounded by flowers, and then you throw a diamond into the center. This Dimension mod focuses upon adventure, and there's countless weird and wonderful creatures which inhabit this world. You can tackle tough dungeons, obtain many special items, each with unique traits and abilities, and the best part, fight many bosses that have elaborate mechanics and abilities. I love the progression system in Twilight Forest. It has an attunement system which is similar to old school WoW, in which to access a certain boss, you must first defeat the previous boss to unlock that fight, and reading up on the boss's abilities and mechanics beforehand can lend to a higher success rate in actually defeating them. Each of the bosses spawn in their own special localized structures which you can find in specific biomes in the new dimension. Advent of Ascension. The AOA mod is a very high quality dimension mod that adds over 25 plus new dimensions, 330 plus new mobs, 27 new bosses, 600 plus items and more, with new skills as well as a quest system. Each and every world within this mod is different, and it has a completely alternative look and feel to it, filled with equally fresh mobs and flora. This is one of those RPG mods with a ton of dimensions, a popular theme in Minecraft modding back in the day. It's a massive adventure and exploration mod with so much content to do that it'll be hard to get bored here. You'll need to travel to dimensions and progress through them to unlock the next, and challenge their bosses for their unique loot and rewards. The 15 new skills in game will offer various bonuses and rewards, and leveling up will unlock these new abilities. As you progress and get stronger, you can acquire new armor and weapons and build up your arsenal. Portal Gun. As a big fan of Valve games, I found the Portal Gun mod by iChun to be super cool. It adds many elements from the Portal games into Minecraft, including but not limited to the Portal Gun itself. And if you pair it with one of the community companion mods, you can find weighted companion cubes, turrets, buttons and beams. The Portal Gun is super fun to mess around with in Minecraft, letting you use it in multiple different colours, with portals corresponding to these colours too. As with the original game, you can just make an entry and exit portal with the mouse buttons to shift location and teleport, with the R key wiping out the portals which you place down. The Portal Gun also has a gravity gun style feature to it, letting you use the G key to lift both blocks and mobs in the air in stasis. Pixelmon. Everyone loves Pokemon, especially if you're a 90s kid, but what about Pokemon and Minecraft being blended together into one game? Well, then you get the mod Pixelmon, a near full conversion of Minecraft adding content from Pokemon. If you ever wanted to experience Pokemon in 3D in a Minecraft style, this mod is probably your best bet, and it's best played when installed with the Pixelmon mod pack or via the Pixelmon Generations mod, a much more touched up and updated version of it. With Pixelmon, you have access to battling, trading and breeding in Minecraft, with a collection of new items such as Pokeballs, which can actually capture the Pokemon in the wild, but also decoration blocks too to make Pokemon style buildings and structures. The battle mechanics in this mod are inspired mainly by the Pokemon Generation 8 games. Pokemon spawn naturally throughout Minecraft's overworld, meaning there's no random encounter mechanic for discovering Pokemon as you'll find in the original games. You can visit Pokemots that spawn within towns to acquire Pokeballs, or you can also craft them. With NPC trainers, gym leaders and other features here too, this mod is just amazing. Superheroes Unlimited. With this mod you can suit up and become a superhero with lightning fast reflexes, super strength, utilities and gadgets, and hero suits. This mod has a nice selection of different superheroes from both the Marvel and DC universes, from comics, movies and TV shows. You can craft suits and fight bosses and travel on journeys in the game as your brand new character. If you want to be insanely overpowered for a Minecraft character, then check out this mod. It includes some of the following popular heroes, like the Flash, Batman, Superman, Deadpool, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Star-Lord, and others. But it doesn't stop there, as there's actually a huge list of villain characters. This includes the likes of the Joker, Loki, and Zoom, to name a few. And that concludes part 1 of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. If you enjoyed the video, like it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss part 2, and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100k subscribers. Comment below your favourite of these 10 mods which I featured in part 1 and why that is, and also comment your favourite Minecraft mods of all time. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and slap the like button for more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to their channel. In this video we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that changed the game and are highly memorable and nostalgic or innovating. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 mods, with this one being part 2. Let's begin. Biomes O'Plenty. This expansive biome mod is the most popular mod, adding brand new biomes to Minecraft, and for good reason. It adds a large extensive collection of new and unique biomes with support for both the overworld and the nether in Minecraft, all equipped with some new plants, flowers, trees and flora, and some building blocks. Biomes O'Plenty has some beautiful new biomes, from the cherry blossom groves to the lavender fields and the pumpkin patch forests. There's over 90 different biomes to explore that generate in the world with this mod, coming with its own generator profile for the world generator option when creating a brand new world. My favourite biome, one that was much needed before the 1.18 Caves and Cliffs update, is the Alps biome, adding giant large snowy peaks and mountains to the world, or Crag, which adds split peaks with gravel and patches of grass scattered throughout. This mod definitely is an enhancement, which is a must-have for a more realistic world. Clay Soldiers mod. The Clay Soldiers mod adds items in-game which are held by the player. Clay soldiers that are crafted using soul sand and clay blocks, which can be right-clicked or right-clicked to place full stacks down. These clay soldiers spread out and scatter, roaming the landscape. Each type of soldier functions differently, with soldiers having a slower walk speed and lower jump height, but can climb up 4 blocks, although they are also quite weak. You can craft different colour teams for clay soldiers, which are based off of the original 16 dye colours, meaning different teams will fight each other as they are theoretically on opposing sides. The cool thing about this old school mod is that the clay soldiers can also saddle up and ride a variety of mounts and hold different upgrades in equipment or arms to go into battle with. Mutant creatures. If normal standard Minecraft monsters at night weren't spooky enough, then these giant monstrosities will definitely be buff enough. This legendary mod adds different creatures to the game, more specifically mutant versions of many of the vanilla mobs that bring a greater challenge when fighting the player, being far tougher but also coming with better drops as rewards. Each new mutant creature has new abilities and physical traits, and they have more powerful attacks than their weaker vanilla counterparts. Using the chemical X potion, you can throw it to kill or cause a mutation in a vanilla mob to buff it up into the new stronger version. There's mutant creepers that pack more of a punch in their explosions and have more appendages. Mutant skeletons that can jump in midair and do trick shots and looking far more sinister with their large jaws. Mutant snowmen that throw giant blocks of ice and litter the floor below them with snow. Mutant endermen that run far faster and can summon other enderman visagers. And the huge mutant zombie that hits like a truck and can jump super high in the sky and smash down upon you. There are also some fun smaller mobs in here too, like the Spider Pig, which is a reference to the Simpsons movie. Mr. Crayfish's Furniture mod. The Mr. Crayfish's Furniture mod was a pretty huge mod of its time. There are a few other furniture mods and some that came before it, but in terms of quality, I think this is the best. This mod brings over 40 different new and unique furniture pieces, which can be used for interior design and decoration for living rooms, bedrooms and bathrooms, or gardens. And it's a great fix for furniture being missing in Minecraft, as the game has always been great for building, but slightly lackluster for decorating. With everything from chairs, tables, cabinets, curtains, new foods and more, this mod is really useful for modern style builds. The thing I like though about this mod is that many of the blocks are interactable or have a purpose. For an example, the shower head turns on and creates particles and sounds. The toaster can be used, the fridge and certain tables can have items stored within them, and the oven actually cooks foods and is useful, meaning not only does this mod have high quality modeled blocks, but they also serve a functional purpose too. With thousands of hours of time put in across a 4 to 5 month period in development from a collaboration effort, the Aether is an amazing dimension mod that adds a brand new dimension high up in the sky, being basically the opposite of the hell world, the Nether, being a heaven-like world that consists of floating islands and structures. With a portal frame made of glowstone and illuminated by poured water, you can reach the Aether, a vibrant world full of both neutral and hostile mobs, with a lot to do. The world has many different mysterious dungeon structures in the style of Greek architecture, many that can be explored in order to find loot within. There's the bronze, silver and gold dungeon, from best to worst in terms of their loot and rarity, and also their difficulty level. Of course, each of these 3 dungeons houses an endpoint boss that's difficult to defeat and has nice drops for the player. The Aether is an absolute legendary mod, one that so many people know, especially people who haven't even tried mods before for the game.
Work is a pain in the apps. My files are in this app. My chat's in this app. Projects in that app.
Oh, wow. You're really working your apps off, Daniel.
You need ClickUp. ClickUp is the AI-powered work platform that unifies your entire team and all your tools together in one place. No, not like that. No. It's a single place for your projects and docs, whiteboards and dashboards, calendars and chat, so your work goes from scattered to seamless. Plus, you get a fleet of AI agents to help you move at warp speed to get more done. This is the future of work.
With ClickUp, it's like having your own assistant.
ClickUp, what should I focus on today? Okay, schedule time to work on these tasks.
I want an assistant.
We've been over this, Greg. Before ClickUp, your work apps couldn't talk to each other. With ClickUp, a project can go from a whiteboard to a doc to a task to your team's chat.
The Dalek mod. For fans of Doctor Who, the Dalek mod is a large-scale mod aiming to bring much of the content from the BBC franchise into Minecraft, letting you travel through the world in a fully functional TARDIS time machine, which you can use to explore many different planets in the solar system and come against many tough foes like the Cybermen and the Daleks themselves. You can use sonic screwdrivers in this mod and find new ores in space, as well as also make your very own TARDIS. The TARDIS has many different alternative outside disguises and colours that can be customized, and it works when fueled with fluid link levels, which must be maintained and operated by the controls within the console room. There's also boss mobs like the Cyber Controller and Dalek Emperor, which are super tough, large-scale mobs that look amazing. The pure effort in the 3D design and programming in this mod is really impressive. I particularly like the sonic screwdriver's abilities, which let you perform multiple functions such as activating doors and lights, activating TNT blocks, tilling farmland, and using dispensers for an example. Ars Magica 2. This mod is all about casting powerful spells to fight tough bosses and have fun with an all-new magical system which is built upon a spell creation set of mechanics, which lets you create any custom spell that you can imagine. Using a pool of liquid Ethereum and an item frame closely with a book, you will receive a guidebook called the Arcane Compendium that describes all items, structures, bosses and features which are important to the mod. The cost and power of created spells are based upon the player's current casting mode. There are also some magical style mobs added to the world. Some are elemental guardians, which are bosses, dark mages, and elemental hostile mobs, as well as some peaceful magical mobs like mages and dryads. The mod works with an experience system through magical levels, which are used for the leveling up process to gain more skill points to discover new spells. Experience is granted each time one of these spells is successfully casted. Herobrine mod. Everyone remembers the Herobrine mod, perhaps the best horror mod for Minecraft, based entirely off of the creepypasta character and its story of the same name, one of Minecraft's greatest legends and mysteries. The Herobrine mod lets you place a totem multi-block structure which is comprised of gold blocks, a totem block, and a lit piece of netherrack, which when lit causes the face's eyes to turn from white to red on the totem piece in order to signify the ritual's completion. This mod lets you summon Herobrine and all of the deadly events and occurrences that come along with his torment into your world. Sometimes Herobrine will rarely spawn and attack you, or build strange structures like placing down small pyramids and altars, summoning white-eyed evil mobs like chickens and cows, or even armies of zombies. It will also grief houses or set the player on fire with lava for an example. This is an amazing mod that I personally love to prank my friends with way back in the day. More creeps and weirdos. This old school mod is a really fun and nostalgic one, a mod that definitely doesn't take itself too seriously. More Creeps and Weirdos is a mod that adds exactly the type of new mobs that you'd expect from its title. The mod adds multiple different mobs, items and achievements. There are some passive mobs and some aggressive ones, but you can be sure that each and every one is pretty strange in their own right. There's everything from innocent looking old grannies to sinister giant big baby bosses that are angry, evil mummies, giant radioactive radioactive swimsuit zombies, huge robots, the lawyers from hell, hunchbacks, and much more weird and wonderful ones. This mod is kind of crazy, and if you want to survive or play a semi-normal survival experience, I probably wouldn't recommend this one. Lord of the Rings mod. This huge expansion mod introduces the world of Middle-earth from the books of J.R.R. Tolkien into Minecraft. This mod brings content from the Lord of the Rings franchise and The Hobbit into the game, and it's a really spectacular mod. Everything in the mod can be accessed by reaching the Middle-earth dimension, which is seen by talking to Gandalf and entering the Golden Ring portal. The new world features over 100 new biomes, which include their sub-biomes and biome variants, which have brand new structures and resources rich within. There are different dungeons to tackle, some which function as their own dimension. The world is full of the different Middle-earth races, everything from elves to orcs, humans, hobbits and dwarves. Your actions will improve or harm your reputation with factions in this mod, which is based on its alignment system. You can also trade with many townspeople or hire them as your own units or mercenaries to help fight for you, and there's a lot of randomly generated mini quests along the way, which makes things a little bit more eventful. And that concludes part 2 of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. If you enjoyed the video, like it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on part 3, and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100k subscribers. Comment below your favourite of the 10 mods featured in part 2 and why that is, and also comment your favourite Minecraft mods of all time too, which may have not been in this episode. If you want to see part 1, it will be linked in the description down below. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and slap the like button for more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Alright guys.
The future doesn't need bystanders. It needs self-starters with limitless ambition, eager to look at our challenges and step up. At UMass, be the future you want to see. Be revolutionary.
Part 4.
What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka The Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that changed the game and are highly memorable and nostalgic or innovating. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 mods, with this one being part 4. Let's begin. Atomic Strikers Battle Towers. Regarded as the original Battle Towers mod, this dungeon crawling mod is a classic. The mod adds a wide range of different types of tower structures which spawn across the various biomes in Minecraft, meaning you'll see sand, ice and water towers for an example, depending on the ground that they each spawn upon. The towers have a series of different floors with mob spawners on each, getting tougher the higher you go as you crawl up the staircases in an attempt to reach the top. Each segment also has a chest full of loot too, making them particularly lucrative
this is
to
a good
explore and
mod.
plunder. At the top of the towers, you can expect to face a golem boss, a boss that is slower and can be avoided with some trickery, but who will shoot fireballs and stomp and destroy blocks.
My bad.
Let's begin. Atomic Strike spawn across example.
My bad.
On reach the top to slower and can be avoided with some trickery, but who will shoot fireballs and stomp and destroy blocks to try to take you out. If you defeat the golem, however, you have limited time to take all of the loot, as the tower will begin to crumble and destroy itself, starting from the top segment. Number 2, Terra Firma Craft. This legendary mod is a total conversion of the core game and its base fundamentals, being developed with the concept of bringing an experience emulating what survival mode should have been. The mod aims to make surviving in the harsh
checked
world
out
of Minecraft
that last
more
mod.
believable,
That was a
and
good
it also
one.
offers more of a sense of accomplishment to the player. In this mod, you will master skills, gather materials in a more long-winded process, with more stages of development and crafting, and experience a much more beautiful terrain generation system with different layers of earth and sediment. The world's sea level has been raised to twice its original height in this mod. This is to support the 3 new stone type layers, each that spawn their own respective ore and minerals in between. On the world's surface, you'll also notice there are new tree types, stones and large boulders. When you gather flowers, saplings or break grass, it will slowly grow back over time, a cycle which is affected by its surrounding temperature. There's also a built-in season system which will change how the colour of the foliage will appear. You will begin in the Stone Age, where primitive tools that take long periods to craft is normal, and then onto the Casting Age as you'll create pottery and copper and bronze tools and prospector gear. The final stage is the Iron Age, which consists of using iron tools and creating multicoloured metal alloys and mastering the smithing system using more rarer resources. Vein Miner. The Vein Miner mod was absolutely revolutionary for mining. This mod is a simple utility that makes mining less frustrating and time consuming by adding a mechanic that allows for all of the same types of blocks to be mined in one action in a chain reaction, dropping them all as resources at the end of the process. You can set personal settings in the config and change the hotkey to make it more optimal. This is really nice as it also helps you mine any ore blocks that you may have missed, and it makes gathering iron and coal especially far easier because the veins of those are a lot bigger than some of the other ores which are less common. Partsy Star Wars Galaxies. Originally known as Partsy Star Wars mod, the Galaxies mod for Minecraft is perhaps one of the most, if not the most, extensive Star Wars mod. The Galaxies mod is the newer version in active development, although for more features you can play the older version. This mod has dozens of unique locations and planets, customizable weaponry and starships, mobs and NPCs with dynamic AI behaviour and more awesome mechanics. The mod bases its materials off of the movies, but also the expanded universe content from fan material and the novel books. There's a beautiful looking Mos Eisley city on the planet of Tatooine. You can visit this if you want an adventure. You can also travel to the snowy planet of Hoth if you want to relive the Rogue Squadron snowspeeder action or run into Imperial spy droids. There's a really nice range of rideable mounts and flyable spaceships here. Some of my favourites are the Imperial Scout Speeders from Endor, the Tatooine Land Speeders that Luke and Obi-Wan ride in the movies, or the Hoth Tauntaun creatures which you can saddle up and ride upon. Of course, you can't talk about this mod though without mentioning the lightsabers and the lightsaber system, which is the most crucial and awesome component of the mod, the Crafting Dead. The original Minecraft Zombie Overhaul mod. The Crafting Dead was originally built upon one of the first Minecraft gun mods, and it kept expanding ever since. The mod is loosely based upon and inspired by the Walking Dead series, and it pits the player against a multitude of waves of zombies, letting you use cosmetics and medical supplies and weaponry along the way in a bid to survive the apocalypse. The guns in this mod pack are fully customizable, and they have their own attachment system, as well as camo paints with a recoil system and accurate hit detection. You'll run into both PvE situations and PvP combat situations when traversing the wilderness, so it's extra important that you come equipped.
Greenwich Street 497 is a place for elite plastic surgeons to come together. We get to innovate and we get to share ideas.
Plastic surgery, whether it's reconstructive or aesthetic, gives us the opportunity to affect change in people's lives.
Let's go ahead and welcome in ESPN NFL Insider, of course, host of the Adam Schefter podcast.
And prepared tech guns. This highly regarded mod is one of my favourite Minecraft weapon mods, utilising 3D modelled weapons with muzzle flashes, support for both first and third person viewpoints, and coming with recoil and reload animations. This is a really awesome and functional mod. There's also an armour system that lets you equip pieces of gear like gliders, jetpacks and armours, each with their own skins and 3D models, giving the player more mobility, protection or similar bonuses. It's the range of different weapons in this mod that make it so great, many having different purposes and applications or damage outputs. There's everything from ore drills and shotguns to magnums, bazookas, flamethrowers, long-range rifles, ARs, and everything tech and sci-fi based that you can imagine. This can be used to slay armies of zombies or those unsuspecting villagers. The Between Lands. For dimension mods, the Between Lands is definitely up there with the best. It's a spooky dimension offering a whole host of challenging content. This dark and mysterious world is full of strange and wonderful monstrous abnormalities that roam the fog and decay-ridden lands. Offering hours of gameplay, there's so many unique creatures in this mod across its many different unique biomes. For structures, you can expect to have many to explore that house a ton of loot. There's many interesting features like a herb lore system which supports the custom farming farming system, which adds several new crop types to the game. Exploring is also super immersive in this mod too, as the accompanying sounds, ambience tracks and music playing in the background makes for increased emotional feeling when playing. Tools corrode, foods give you sickness, the player decays, and there's some unique shaders here too. Terraria Craft. Terraria is arguably one of the greatest games of all time, and the most it's likened to Minecraft style. Imagine what Terraria in 3D would look like. Now imagine that in Minecraft and you basically get this mod. This mod adds a huge diverse range of Terraria content into Minecraft. Everything from the armor, tools, weapons, and mobs and creatures. The worlds are completely overhauled now with the new custom terrain generation, making for much larger and deeper caves to explore, with suitable features and new mechanics to support them. The world is now finite, full of new and different biomes and resources to collect. The mod definitely feels like Terraria, as it utilizes many of its textures and materials, or ones which are remade in its similar style, with music and ambience from the game to make it very realistic and more believable. Roguelike dungeons. For new challenges to tackle, check out this mod. Roguelike Dungeons adds new large underground dungeon structures, long procedurally generated dungeons with completely randomized layouts with equally random tables of loot to acquire from within them. Inspired by roguelike dungeon crawler titles, this mod makes for some enhanced gameplay as you can explore the new chasms that lay beneath the surface of the overworld. You must first locate the brand new dungeon tower structures which are above ground. When entered, you can then traverse down the winding staircases down below to enter a dungeon. Each of these dungeons consists of long narrow hallways, loot and farm rooms, and rooms full of mob spawners for an appropriate level of threat that you'd expect. A poker buckets. This mod introduces 7 brand new bucket items that you can use to unleash pure mayhem and destruction on your Minecraft world. Appropriate for having fun or for mindless chaos, for wrecking things and taunting others. There's buckets here to create large flooding bodies of water, tsunamis to swallow the surrounding lands, void to cover the terrain in a blanket of darkness, fire to set ablaze the grass in green demonic flames, black holes to swallow and suck everything in its radius, toxic water that kills players and turns anything else living into zombies, freezing water that turns blocks into ice and packed ice, and also white and purple paint which paint the world in pretty colours. This is a griefing mod if I ever saw one. And that concludes part 4 of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. If you enjoyed the video, like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss part 5 and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100,000 subscribers. Comment below your favourite of these 10 mods which I featured in part 4 and why you liked it, and also comment your favourite Minecraft mods of all time too. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and slap the like button for more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Sometimes, marketing teams feel like their heads are buried, stuck with search and social, with limited growth. Experience growth with Realize. Realize outcomes at scale beyond search and social.
Dear 2032, can't wait to see you. With our 160-point inspection, the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota. Let's go, place.
What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to their channel. In this video we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that changed the game and are highly memorable and nostalgic or innovating. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 mods, with this one being part 5. Let's begin. Atom 2. This mod introduces an all-new dimension to explore which consists of 9 separate and unique biomes housing different structures, from dungeons to ruins and even pyramids. There are 11 new mobs to face on your adventure, which include 5 new animal types which can be hunted or tamed. For some special items, don't overlook the 35 or more artifacts which are hidden throughout. These have special abilities built into them which aid you in certain situations, making you stronger from potion effects. The endgame boss type you should work to defeat here is the powerful Pharaoh that has multiple variants which you can find. The portal to reach the dimension requires you to build a pool of water, ideally surrounded by sandstone blocks. Then you toss a golden scarab beetle item into it in order to activate the portal. Divine RPG. For an old school RPG-like experience, look to this mod. It's a revolutionary Minecraft mod introducing a series of 8 brand new dimensions, 115 all new mobs, and hundreds of new and special items and block types that include dozens of new armor and weapon sets to utilize. This mod is more of a total conversion, as it's one of those classic RPG mods that introduces a progression system spanning multiple dimensions. For fans of Advent of Ascension, which I've also featured initially, this is the mod that came before it, spawning the mod as its spiritual successor. There's many fresh and unique dimensions, such as the Dravite Hills, which is the first dimension you'll reach, the Orgite Depths, which is particularly dangerous, the frozen icy Icica dimension, which is full of snow-themed threats, the hardest dimension of Vithia, the luscious blue forest, Azurite forest dimension, the dungeon world of Dungeon of Arcana, which feels like a dungeon crawler world, and the Mithril Mountains that features the very rare Mithril ore resource within exclusively. Each of these dimensions feature a different look and feel to them, and they house dangerous mobs and bosses to defeat of varying difficulties. Vampirism. The Vampirism mod lets you become both a vampire and a vampire slayer. You can become a fast and strong vampiric beast in this mod, having many benefits and strengths, but also many drawbacks and weaknesses. For an example, the sun will damage you and you are susceptible to certain weaponry from the Slayer's arsenal, as well as the actual Slayers themselves, which sometimes will turn up to protect a village and its villagers. You have to manually inject vampire blood or be bitten in order to gain the debuff effect. This is called Sanguinaire Vampiris, which will slowly turn you into a vampire. Alternatively, you can also join the hunter side if you want to hunt down vampires instead. Vampires in the mod feed on blood, which can be sourced from both animals and humans. You can then advance your powers using skill points, which can unlock abilities like night vision, bat transformation, and teleportation. Vampire hunters function in a similar way, using weapons like a crossbow or stakes to eliminate vampires, also being able to level up and unlock their own respective skills, including some of those of a vampire, to use their powers against them. Vampires will spawn at night or in a new foggy biome, which allows them to spawn at any time of the day. This makes them extremely dangerous, so this is probably one of the biomes which you should be avoiding if you're not one of them. Doom-like dungeons. This dungeon crawling mod introduces a new style of dungeons below the world that resemble the retro style from old-fashioned 2D, 3D shooters like Doom, being inspired by old level generators for the game. The idea of the mod is to introduce some highly challenging and rewarding multi-room dungeon complexes that are both interesting to explore and exciting to conquer for the player. The mod's dungeons feel like the vanilla ones, but upgraded on a much higher scale, with larger pathways and obstacles, and many different styled rooms, with dungeons spawning both in the Nether and the Overworld, with many having different styles like frozen dungeons, nether dungeons, or oceanic dungeons. Howling Moon. If we're going to feature a vampire mod, we may as well feature a werewolf mod in the same lineup, right? Howling Moon is a mod that lets you become a werewolf. This mod lets you transform into a wolf on a full moon. To first become one, you need to be infected by being attacked by a pre-existing werewolf in a forest area during nights of the full moon. The infection will then transform the player on the first following full moon night. When you first transform, you'll gain access to a skills menu that lets you see your stats and change your transformed appearance by cycling through the various textures and models. You can then unlock various abilities to make yourself stronger and more agile. As a werewolf, there will be werewolf hunters trying to slay you. Killing them will give you various drops. There are also various items such as Wolfsbane and Silver that's a werewolf's weakness. These can be used to your advantage or to your detriment depending on your situation and the
29,200. That's how many days most of us have here on Earth. If we see a better future, it's on us to lead the way. At UMass, be the future you want to see. Be revolutionary.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can. First up, let's talk about AI color themes. You can get any combos you want, bold and bright, minimalist and sleek, or something you didn't even think of. Just describe the vibe you want, or even use the colors of your logo, and let AI do its thing. Beautiful. Next up is the AI section creator. This is great for those website essentials, like a contact section, or a place to subscribe. Now, I'm running a sale, so I punch in some details, and just like that, I have a promo section. Functional and beautiful. I love it. Now, for the AI text screen, I got some products that need description. So I type in some keywords, and there it is. I've got copy that lands. Now, let's see what the AI image creator can do. Sometimes you just want to spice up your visual game. Type your idea and watch it turn into
side that you're on. Modular force field system. This is one of the greatest mods for adding an additional layer of protection over your base, allowing you to keep out both hostile mobs and players and create a place of sanctuary. The mod lets you generate force fields in game by using redstone flux power. The force fields aren't just simple though. They provide not just security from the force field bubble or cube itself, but also from the area of defense station block that lets you fend off mobs and NPCs or players. This block will also let you perform cool useful actions, like stripping enemy players of their items and weapons when they enter the radius of your base. This would be particularly useful to hold meetings with enemy factions on a server, or meeting players that you can't fully trust. You can change the size and shape of the force field in its interface to customize its radius and distance and appearance to what you wish it to be. SCP Lockdown. Based entirely off of fan material and stories from the Secure, Contain, Protect fandom, the SCP Lockdown mod is a mod originally recreating an older mod, SCP Craft. You can expect to unlock a large number of blocks in this mod that will allow you to build an impressive looking facility, gain access to around 50 or more useful items like night vision goggles, and also spawn nearly 80 different new and unique SCP anomalies that can be put in the containment chambers in your facility or let loose to cause some havoc in the world. There are new potion effects as well as a new tiredness system that makes you progressively less cognitive as you spend more time without sleeping. There's some really amazing community made maps with the Lockdown mod, amazing facilities built by players that are super fun to play. Dragon Mounts 2. The original purpose of this mod was to add function to the mostly useless Ender Dragon eggs in vanilla Minecraft, making them both hatchable and the new dragons from them also tameable. This mod is really amazing as it features so many different types and colours of dragons that are really fun to mess around with. If you like pet mods, you should enjoy this mod. You're basically hatching and fostering baby dragons as they grow up into the different stages and then using those mounts to soar through the skies. You can tame them using raw fish and then they will follow and protect you just like dogs and cats. Certain eggs have different hatching environments and requirements. For an example, fire dragon eggs need to be hatched nearby lava, water eggs upon water, and snow dragons upon snow blocks, vice versa. Advanced lightsabers. For Star Wars fans, this mod is truly amazing. The mod introduces a series of different lightsabers, but it doesn't just stop there. The strength of this mod is the force power system. There are 13 different unique and upgradable abilities that you can unlock via the holocron items in-game, which are found across the world. As you gain force XP alongside standard experience, you can then purchase and upgrade your force powers to become stronger and advance your general force mastery. You can utilize Drain Life to heal from others, Shock to use force lightning, Heal to repair yourself, Fortify as a shield, Stun, Stealth to become invisible, Speed to move in a more agile fashion, Sight to sense nearby creatures, Battle Meditation to gain bonuses to melee and force abilities, Lightsaber Throw, Energy Resist to reduce incoming lightsaber damage, and also Force Push. There's a range of customizable lightsabers, letting you change the hilts, projectors, and various other parts to customize your color and appearance of your weapon, letting you create the Darksaber or any other legendary character's saber from the movies. Along with the impressive abilities and 3D lightsabers, there's also structures. The Jedi Temple spawns in most temperate biomes, containing light force stone, which you can use to create forges, as well as chests and holocrons and lightsaber components inside. You can also find crystals for your sabers scattered around the world. These come in different styles, which affect the saber's appearance. Compressed focusing crystals for Star Wars Rebels pointer sabers, cracked kyber crystals for unstable lightsabers like Kylo Ren's Crossguard one, inverting focusing crystals for black inner blades like the Darksaber, and fine cut focusing crystals for a thinner sword-like blade such as the Darksaber uses also. You will also discover Sith tombs which are hidden deep below deserts, long forgotten Sith burial sites containing treasures of the lost old Sith Empire. Mine colonies. This city simulation and management mod features interactive building that lets you construct your very own town or city activity in the game. You can build a kingdom and manage it as a leader as you expand your colony with many different useful buildings and structures, and inhabit it with workers and citizens that help it to grow and prosper and adapt. You can build your colony in any geological location. The mod features many NPC workers. These include builders, fishers, guards, farmers, foragers, miners and smelters, bakers and cooks, mail couriers, composters, and animal herders. In an Age of Empires style fashion, you will have access to functional buildings too, which they can work inside of, like warehouses, town halls, the barracks, libraries, and universities and schools. And that concludes part 5 of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss part 6, and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100,000 subscribers very soon. Also make sure to follow me at The Blue Crusader over on Instagram for some behind the scenes updates. Comment below your favourite of the 10 mods featured in part 5 and why that is. And also comment your favourite Minecraft mods of all time too, which I may not have yet featured. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.
That's true, 97%.
For more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Caesar's pizza deal. 2 large pizza.
What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka The Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that changed the game and are highly memorable and nostalgic or innovating. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 mods, with this one being part 6. Let's begin. Modular power suits. Tinkering with high-tech electronic components and equipment is always fun, but tinkering with it for human augmentation is even better. Using these pieces, you can create yourself a powered suit, a full suit that can be upgraded in a modular way through the augmentation tinker table. Once you've crafted the base suit itself, you then use the table to upgrade it. From here, you can add so many different useful abilities and buffs to your armor, all listed as modules. This lets you improve the battery and power system of the suit for performance and add different layers of protection and resistance, methods of movement and mobility, and so much more. Nature's Compass. An extremely underrated mod in my opinion, Nature's Compass is a utility mod that adds an item for looking up information about biomes and where they are. This is extremely useful to find a biome very quickly. Although since 1.16.5, vanilla Minecraft has some similar features built into the game. By using the compass, you can search for and then teleport to any biome, both from vanilla or from any mod that you have installed that registers new biomes into the biome index. This compass lets you sort through biomes based on different categories, and it is a very useful utility, especially for older versions of the game where you don't have the locate command that was added in the Nether update. Industrial Craft 2. My absolute favourite technology mod of all time. Industrial Craft 2 deserves a place on this list. Industrial Craft 2 is all about the automation and modernization of Minecraft through many different means, mainly machinery powered by its electricity system, which is EU Power, aka energy units. Industrial Craft is the go-to mod if you have any kind of interest in resource processing, mining and ore gathering, energy generation and storage, agriculture and industrialization of your world, with a whole host of machinery options. Through powerful generators, such as the geothermal generators, which use lava's heat for energy, standard coal-powered generators, and solar panels or solar arrays for harnessing the power of the sun, you can use a series of cables to store such energy or divert it straight into machines. With this mod, you have machinery for breaking down and grounding ore, making it into plates or cans, and duplicating it through many multi-layered stages to get more out of your resources. You can take rubber from trees using a tree tap, and then process it into rubber, or extract it with an extractor directly from wood. This mod integrates very well with many other old school factory mods like Buildcraft, which is why many of the old school mod packs like Tekken Classic work so well. Cosmetic armor reworked. This is a feature I really think Minecraft needs in its base game. It lets you wear 2 sets of armor, one for purpose and function to offer protection and bonuses and stats, and one purely for vanity purposes for display. For an example, you could be physically wearing netherite, but want the appearance of gold armor for its finish and its look. I can see how this could be dangerous or confusing in vanilla Minecraft though, although the mod lets you disable it for PvP specific circumstances for this very reason. You can also hide your armor for your skin in the mod if you want to show that off too. The mod seamlessly integrates itself into the inventory system to interact with it, so there's no silly menus you have to go off into to use any of this mod's features. Create is one of those groundbreaking mods that only comes every few years or so. It'd be a crime not to feature it in the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time list, and it's one of those recent mods that made its way onto this list, despite not being around for so many years, but it's still managed to build a good reputation already. Create summed up is a mod that adds blocks and tools to perform automation within the game, as well as offer appealing building options for decoration or aesthetic looking contraptions. Some of the things that you can make with the Create mod are truly magical. It gives that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory feeling of something truly spectacular. The mod, well, is truly amazing. The community have built so many amazing contraptions with Create, from working combine harvesters for their farmland, to working obstacle courses or parkour maps, factories, fully functioning Rubik's Cubes, and so much more. Just watch the Create mod trailer and you'll see exactly what this mod's all about. Alex's mobs. I featured no creatures, so why not feature another animals mod? In fact, I'd even go so far as to say Alex's mobs feels just like No Creatures 2.0 to me. This is one of the most high quality mods that add wildlife and animals to Minecraft in the modern era of modding, introducing over 71 different new mobs and unique creatures. This mod brings both real world wildlife and also conceptual fantasy style creatures also. Now, the reason why I like this mod is all of the mobs have some kind of function or purpose in the world, making them genuinely useful and contribute in some way. Or if they don't have a purpose useful to the player, they have some kind of mechanic, function or trope that make them interesting to actually interact with. Many of the items dropped from creatures can be used to craft items like unique weaponry or arrows, potions or armor sets with special effects to them. I particularly like the Animal Dictionary. It's an interactive bestiary book that lets you cycle through the library of added creatures to view their appearance or general information about them. This mod seamlessly fits in with Minecraft's art style too, so it won't interfere with your sense of immersion when you're actually playing the game.
State Farm Life Insurance helps protect those you love in each new chapter of your life. Call an agent today.
Did you know that Finn, the #1 AI agent for customer service, works seamlessly with Zendesk? FinnWorks is an AI-powered support agent within Zendesk, integrating with your existing knowledge base and ticketing and messaging system.
Artifacts. Exploration has an added incentive with artifacts, as it adds some new rewards in the form of powerful wearable vanity items that come with some kind of bonus or buff with them when equipped. When you find yourself within vanilla structures where loot chests are present, there's a chance you may find one of these artifacts. This also includes the possibility to find them in the new underground campsite structure from the mod also. However, the chests in these campsites are sometimes actually dangerous mimics disguised as chests, so beware. However, these mimics will drop a random artifact when defeated. Each artifact in the mod boasts a unique model for their appearance, and they offer the player a positive effect when used. This includes everything from flippers and scuba gear that make you swim faster and breathe underwater, to even a leprechaun hat that gives you bonus to your look, and it makes you look pretty stylish wearing it too. Escape and Run Parasites. This horror-esque mod brings a parasitic infection to the game, implementing the hostile parasites that will take control of their host and turn them into monstrosities that are both scary and dangerous, learning from their fights and evolving into something even worse. Parasites can be found everywhere. They aren't tied down to a single biome, and they don't burn during the daytime, which makes them extra deadly in comparison to other hostile mobs we're used to. Parasites can call reinforcements upon death to help finish you off. These parasites, such as the Beacon, have different stages which will tell you how many and which type of parasites it will spawn, and they can infest nearby blocks and areas, infecting it with a parasitic infection, thus growing their numbers. If parasites learn from their battles, they may melt into moving flesh and meet to fuse together and grow into something greater. These parasites can infect most of the standard neutral mobs and animals, from cows and sheep to villagers. Nobody is safe with this mod. Dynamic trees. The trees in vanilla Minecraft, they look so nostalgic, but for a more dynamic and aesthetic appearance that looks far more natural, dynamic trees is the solution. Although it improves the shape and look of trees, they still fit very well into the game style. Trees are now multi-block structures within this mod, meaning they consist of multi-segmented pieces, being the roots and soil, their branches, and the leaves. A tree of course begins with a seed, and can be planted manually or in place, and it has the chance of planting itself in a fitting area around it. As it progresses into a sapling, it slowly begins to increase in size and density. Trees are chopped down at the base, which will now make the whole tree fall down. This is pretty satisfying if you want to be a lumberjack. These trees grow in natural ways, and they can grow around obstacles with separate growth rates, and they're affected by darkness. You can also climb the tree's branches just like ladders too. So if you climbed trees as a kid, well, I guess now you can do it in game. This mod is really good if you want trees to vary a little from each other and have a slightly different appearance. Mining gadgets. This mod is for people who want a different spin on the mining mechanic. Sure, extra pickaxes are super cool, but imagine using futuristic and modern tech to mine away ores and minerals from the earth. With this mod, you can create a mining laser to melt away blocks to mine much easier. But the thing that makes the mod unique and so fun is that you can upgrade the laser with many different utility upgrades that let you void items, pull them towards you with a gravity beam-like effect, and so much more. Putting a ton of upgrades onto your laser just makes it so much easier to mine, and it lets you experiment with so many cool features. This mod offers a change of pace when mining for long periods, and it offers a multi-functioning modular laser system for some real fun. Now this is a true man's power tool. And that concludes part 6 of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. If you enjoyed the video, like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss part 7, and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100,000 subscribers. Comment below your favourite of these 10 mods which I featured in part 6 and why you like that mod the most. And also comment your favourite Minecraft mods of all time too, for a chance for it to be featured in the next part. Also, if you want some behind the scenes updates on the future videos, follow me on Instagram at The Blue Crusader. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and slap the like button for more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka The Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that changed the game and are highly memorable and nostalgic or innovating. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 mods, with this one being part 9. Let's begin. Orespawn. Orespawn, also sometimes referred to as the Minecraft Girlfriend mod, is actually much larger in scope and mostly a prank or fun mod that has a boatload of genuinely fun features beyond this and good content in it. This mod features 12 different dimensions such as the Dragon's Lair, Chaos, Doom and Utopia. There are also many different bosses who spawn in the different dimensions, bosses that have very interesting looks and appearances to them. These bosses spawn in the different dimensions with different abilities, some being crazy and unfair in their own right. There's a ton of armor sets in Orespawn, most that look like recolors of the vanilla armors, which are sourced from the new ores or from bosses, with one being a suit jacket to impress the ladies. Weapons include everything from long-range rifles and bows to both large and smaller swords, doggy talons. I added this one for all you pet lovers out there. It would be a crime not to, right? Minecraft's pets are so cute and charming, but extending the pet system is a really nice addition. Doggy talents bring 19 unique talents that you can give your dog and a leveling system for progression. You can play fetch with your dog, use more fancy collars and dye the standard ones, and care for your AI is used but upgraded slightly for better behaviour. The dog won't die anymore unnecessarily thanks to the new hunger system. You can also command your dog using a whistle, and there's many different items like this that you can experiment with to make the pet system just generally far better than you're used to it being. Mobends. This mod makes everything far more realistic. Now, what I mean by that is the mobs and the characters, including the player, are now enhanced in the way that they move around and how their animations look visually. There are many clear improvements to many of the creatures here that are just more immersive. For an example, spiders now have bended legs and they'll appear to creep around and they can climb around on walls. Dogs are much cuter with their tail wagging when moving or sitting. The player also has seen an overhaul too. This can be seen when jumping, when slashing a weapon, walking around and when running, climbing ladders or climbable objects, when you punch and strike, and when you're in creative mode flying, for an example. And also don't forget when you're sneaking around too. Zombies now look more hunched over and more like their animated bodies, and skeletons have some improvements also if you want to check those out. Sword trails and the trails of arrows have been added to simulate more motion to the projectiles and make it seem like there's more impact when you swing melee weapons.
Greenwich Street 497 is a place for elite plastic surgeons to come together. And the value of that is we get to innovate and we get to share ideas.
Plastic surgery, whether it's reconstructive or aesthetic, gives us the opportunity to affect change in people's lives. And one of the most satisfying parts of that is that the patients see that change immediately.
Dr. Garfin and I, years ago, going back almost a decade, were some of the first individuals in the field of plastic surgery to apply 3D imaging and 3D printing to show people in 3D what they look like, what they could look like, and now we can actually print something that can be used in the operating room to help us achieve that surgical plan.
We brought that to the aesthetics world in what I think is the only place of its kind in New York City and possibly the world, where academic standards meet aesthetic care in a world-class setting.
We want to make sure that everyone who comes to our office feels like they're a part of the process. They're going to be involved. We want to hear what they want. We're going to hear what they hope to achieve.
The most important piece of advice for anyone who's thinking about cosmetic or aesthetic surgery is learn as much as you can, but ultimately to form a relationship with someone you trust.
We get to help people from all walks of life.
Helping your main security team slash attack dwell time and improve analyst productivity. Unifies and coordinates all tools within your stack. Includes essential capabilities like NGSIM, NDR, SOAR, TIF, and more. Combines machine learning with heuristics to automatically identify and correlate threats. Provides loads of intelligent automation capabilities. That's security that just works. That's Stellar Cyber. To learn more, visit stellarcyber.ai.
Draconic Evolution. Draconic Evolution enhances Minecraft for players who've tackled the end game and they want some more progression. It does this by adding many higher tier gear to the game in the forms of tools, armor and weaponry, including some higher tier energy storage options. There's also a collection of additional features, including mob farming through both spawning and killing, player detection, the control of time and weather, teleportation, high tier energy storage through RF energy, and new powerful armor and tools. Armor and tools work differently through a modular item system, making most of the actual base items fairly weak, and this means that they need to be upgraded through the upgrade modules to actually improve them, needing energy storage modules with higher tier items, allowing for more modules to be used. Draconium ore is a new resource. This generates in the overworld, the nether, and also the end, where it's seen in more abundance. This is the new requirement, which is the main one for much of the gear in the mod, with Wyvern gear being the first tier, and you can also work up to the second, which is the most powerful one, being Draconic gear. Chocolate Quest Report. A redesign of the original Chocolate Quest dungeon mod. This mod has the purpose of generating large-scale dungeons around the world. This includes castles, volcanoes with monsters and loot inside Inside, and Nether Cities. Due to the sheer size and the scope of the mod's actual features, it's a little different to many of the other standard dungeon mods you're used to, especially due to it using custom mobs and loot rather than the vanilla ones which most try to do. You can also use recipes to generate custom dungeons in the mod from scratch. These dungeons are more interesting in the mod because the bosses which are actually inside of some of them are just extremely interesting and unique, and they have really nice appearances and models because they're entirely custom. Pirates can be found on pirate ships upon the seas, on their treasure islands, or in the skies in skyships. This mod has so many mysteries and unique content to explore, and it just fleshes out the overworld a lot more. It's really great for an RPG style experience, and I would really recommend it. World Edit. World Edit is the ultimate builder's companion. There's a utility that can do so many different things, and one that many server owners will know of the plugin version, which really helps greatly. From generating cool shapes such as spheres and cubes, to copy and pasting mobs and entities, or the selection of blocks or structures, and saving your builds as exportable schematic files. You can also fill or drain liquids from pools or from the sea, generate trees to create large forests, use brushes to carve out areas, and so many more options that means that World Edit has so many cool features. Personally, I mainly found it super helpful to select areas and then change those blocks in the selection to a different block and create walls or floors extremely fast. This was a tool that I would always use when creating a spawn for my servers to just save a ton of time. This let me open up my old servers rather quickly, and it was a great utility my friends and I used just to build quickly and save a ton of effort. Lost Cities. This mod will bring custom generation into the game by offering many different customizable types of cities that spawn in the overworld. You can populate the world with abandoned cities that spawn using the custom world type. These are partially destroyed cities that include highways, bridges, subway systems, tunnels, and even dungeons with spawners within. There are many different presets that you can switch to that will change how the generator spawns the structures, and it offers a different series of buildings and formations of them, making each spawn different depending which you choose to use. This is a really nice generator to build a quick city or to generate one fitting for zombie survival or some kind of apocalypse, because it really does give that the type of
Hi everyone, my name is Martin Kalla. I'm a solutions engineer here at Crusoe. Today, we're going to dive into open source LLM inference. And if you like technical deep dives like this, go ahead and like and subscribe to catch future videos. When you begin serving a large language model, one thing becomes immediately obvious: inference latency. Whether you're waiting for a model to generate a marketing email or write a complex block of code, that pause in the user experience can be painful. If you plan on scaling your application to support millions of users, this quickly compounds and degrades the user experience. The core challenge is this: how do you serve many users with varying request sizes on a single GPU with limited memory that needs to batch concurrent requests? Traditional methods waste a huge amount of VRAM and time. This is where open source inference engines like vLLM and SGLang come in. They are both built on an optimization technique called paged attention, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Before paged attention, a major piece of the problem was the key value, or KV cache. The KV cache stores the memory of the past conversation, and it eats up GPU memory, but critically, it suffers from severe memory fragmentation. Requests of different lengths mean you have big chunks of memory reserved and are mostly empty. This leads to lower GPU utilization and higher latency. Paged attention solves this by borrowing a trick from operating systems. It breaks the KV cache into uniform, fixed-size memory blocks, or pages. This eliminates fragmentation, enables sharing of KV cache blocks across requests, and it dramatically improves memory utilization, similar in concept to how operating systems manage memory pages. The result is a massive leap in throughput. Now, let's break down the two big players built on this idea, vLLM and SGLang. vLLM is the veteran here. It excels at maximizing throughput, getting out as many tokens as possible. It is also the industry's default choice for simple, large-scale deployments and performs exceptionally well with dense models like the Llama family. If you just need raw inference speed and reliability, vLLM is the stable option. But what if your application uses a more complex model architecture? That's where SGLang shines. SGLang is optimized for a mixture of experts, or MOE, models like the DeepSeek and Qwen families, giving a performance edge in those cases. It's designed as a full-stack runtime for LLM programs, crucial for complex applications like function calling, constraint generation, and JSON parsing. The takeaway is this: VLLM is your high-throughput default choice for dense models, while SGLang is often the preferred engine for the MOE architectures and other complex dynamic application scenarios. For most companies, managing this complexity from setting up the inference engine to ensuring it runs perfectly on high-performance infrastructure is a huge time and operational burden. That's why we built Crusoe Managed Inference. We take the operational burden off your plate. We've replaced the traditional approach with proprietary memory fabric and a cluster-wide KV cache that is engineered to run flawlessly on our purpose-built infrastructure. You can experiment with top open-source models, generate API keys, monitor performance, and enable provision throughput for SLA-backed production deployments. We handle the infrastructure, optimization, and scaling so that you can focus on building your product. Head to the link in the description and sign up to get started with Crusoe Managed Inference. Thanks for watching.
Look, Call to Battle 2. I would go so far as to say this mod is the ultimate classical war simulator, offering a slightly more realistic experience through the implementation of specialized combat mechanics and detailed models and textures. The idea of Call to Battle 2 is to introduce realistic gunplay and shooting systems, which support the number of weapons, which is around 50 or so, ones that use damage, which is based upon the caliber of the weapon and the hitbox that you actually strike the player with it, with specialized melee attacks, as well as a system that supports both cover when crouching and going prone. If the gun actually supports it, you can then utilize a series of different attachments, which include scopes, bayonets, and bipods. Scopes in this mod only aim in with the actual scope itself, rather than the whole screen with some kind of overlay like most shooters do. This lets you switch and use iron sights at the same time, if you wish. Large machine guns can be in place strategically with a bipod to mount it up, and rockets, depending on their size and which is used, may penetrate a wall before they explode. Flamethrowers also burst up into flames before they strike blocks. As for game modes, there's Assault, which is about pushing enemy territory and then securing it, Engagement, which is territory control, and Base Defense, and Warzone, which is about capture points and holding captured points for your team. If explosions damage a building's foundry or its supports, it will also bring it crashing down, which kind of feels like the whole physics-based system which you'll see on the Battlefield games. Roller Coaster mod. For some theme park fun in Minecraft, check this one out. If you love classical games like Roller Coaster Tycoon or the newer Planet Coaster game, this mod will offer that kind of feeling. It's about everything roller coasters, and it lets you construct awesome looking roller coaster designs that look way more impressive than the vanilla ones if you are building with normal minecart rails. Using a variety of different track elements to extend its modular based system, this mod lets you create rideable coasters with wagons that function the exact same as the standard minecarts, letting you make a really impressive and realistic looking theme park with various rides on it. Conquest Reforged. This mod is the absolute dream for builders of all types, especially those specializing in the fantasy medieval subcategory. Pairing perfectly with the Conquest Resource Pack and being its spiritual successor, this mod is the answer for Minecraft builders who are looking to take their building to the next next level to make amazing creations of spectacular scale. The mod features hundreds of 32x textures with a semi-realistic look to them, supported by Optifine, which is a must-have when running this mod. The mod takes inspiration from many multiple historical ages and settings, with a total of north of 12,000 or more blocks, with many of them being added regularly. Some of these feature custom 3D models for their shapes and looks, with custom particle effects and animations. To build with this mod, there's a block selection wheel as part of the GUI. This lets you select the blocks and their subtypes to build with and select what you need to use. This is a really awesome system because it doesn't just add blocks, but it also adds interfaces which lets you build in a better fashion. And that concludes part 9 of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 10, which is the final part, and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100,000 subscribers. If you want to see more behind the scenes footage of these videos before they're released, follow me over on Instagram at The Blue Crusader. Comment below your favourite of the 10 mods which I featured in this video in part 9 and why you like that mod the most. And also tell me your favourite Minecraft mods of all time too, for a chance for them to be featured in the next video. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and slap the like button for more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
The new iPhone 17 Pro?
And she said she didn't want anything.
Well, getting AT&T's best deal helped.
Good call.
Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. The most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
It was my idea.
What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka The Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that changed the game and are highly memorable and nostalgic or innovative. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 separate mods, with this one being the final part, part 10. Let's begin. Rope Bridge. If you have a large gap between two peaks that you need to traverse across, this mod will provide a dynamic solution to such a problem. You can use a special gun to shoot out a buildable bridge to connect two different gaps together. There's also the same for ladders, which builds ladders together, both using a simple point and shoot based system with real-time building animations. The bridge consisting of custom bridge quarter slab blocks. The bridge can detect any blocks which stand in its way. Of course, each of these utilities need to be crafted. You simply fire each gadget just like as you would with a normal bow, allowing you to aim in and fire where you wish it to be placed. The bridge will not construct if the area is too steep, if it's blocked, or if the materials required for its construction are not being carried by the player. Quark. How can you describe Quark? It's a little bit of everything. A modular mod that has the original aim of generally upgrading vanilla Minecraft, but it does this through so many ways. From automation to building, mobs and entity changes and additions, tools and tweaks, and just changes to the world itself. Dispensers can now place blocks in the world, and they're placed away from the dispenser. Nearby animals can be automatically fed using a feeding trough, which will also let them breed. Pistons can now also move tile-based entities around or out of the way. This includes blocks like chests and furnaces. Using F12, there's a new camera mode that lets you use up to 20 image filters to take improved screenshots with optional borders and overlays, letting you use a guide with grid lines or the rule of thirds to take much better pictures. Chests now have a search bar that lets you filter exactly what you're looking for, a feature very useful for huge or just filled containers. Tooltips have more visual elements that improve what they display. This shows attributes which are accompanied by icons, which show how much food heals you or how much armor and protection gear gives you, for an example. Boats now have chests which will let you replace the passenger seat with a chest for some portable loot, a feature that future Minecraft will be adding. Chests also have simple transfer options to insert desert or take away their filled contents. Infantries also have a sort button to quickly sort items which are based on their attributes. Items can also be interacted with via Shift and T, which lets you share their item information in the chat box, just as you would in an MMORPG game, just like World of Warcraft. Then there's a really nice collection of different animals and aggressive mobs in both realistic or fantasy RPG style that will litter the world. Biome Bundle. Biome Bundle serves as a world pack which extends the open terrain generator mod, adding a huge collection of biomes totaling over 400 different editions, boasting over 2,000 custom structures. This of course includes the custom trees, the rocks.
Alright guys, I'm gonna overlay this. Okay, we're back.
Caves, dungeons, villages, and similar ornamental points of interest witnessed throughout. The mod introduces custom biomes and
we have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is
and terrain across the world, with ruins and many different mobs which spawn with custom spawn rules which are based upon the location. There's some extremely beautiful biomes in this mod, all based off of naturally occurring geographical locations or the type of terrain that you would expect from planet Earth. I would argue that it's one of the more extensive and impressive looking biome mods, especially due to its OTG support, which is a completely custom terrain generator, far more advanced than Vanilla's. You will see many different forests of various coloured trees, amazing rolling hills and breathtaking mountains, luscious jungles, hot dry deserts and fields of ice, gigantic lakes and mesas, and immense open cave systems. This is a true exploration mod if I've ever seen one. Physics mod. Purely groundbreaking and game-changing, this mod makes changes to both the blocks and the entities to overhaul the systems in Minecraft, and it introduces a fully fledged physics engine into the game, making changes to many core fundamentals of the game and their aspects. For an example, breaking or mining away blocks will make them break apart or crumble, which is very satisfying when breaking apart stone or ore blocks. This is also something which makes caves and blocks fall and collapse when the supporting blocks below them are destroyed, making them come crashing down to the ground. They will also shatter into pieces which scatter when they're hit by an explosion from some kind of projectile or prime TNT. Items also can be thrown forwards and they fall flat on the ground, instead of just floating in stasis like they do normally. You can then pick these up from the floor. The ragdoll system makes mobs flail and fall to the ground in a more loose fashion rather than just disappearing. You can also change this so mobs break apart just like blocks, and change which mobs break and which ragdoll. This is great to make skeletons' bones shatter into pieces and creepers ragdoll. Many of the systems in this mod can be changed from the menu, as it has very customizable options in its configuration. Capes will also drape behind the player and they have realistic movement, making them appear to actually be made of a material. This is of course the same for various other cloth pieces like banners. Vines on trees and those underwater will brush to the side when collided with the player, making for some really nice aquatic swimming. There's also water physics too, which make the water have more realistic movement and viscosity to it. The snow physics also makes snow more rounded, which looks great as biome edges blend together really well. This also makes players and entities like wolves leave footprints in the snow as they walk across through it. Biospheres. The Biospheres mod is a world generation mod that allows you to generate worlds that comprise of large-scale spheres which are made of glass, which are domes housing flora and mini biomes inside of them, simulating biospheres. Lakes can also spawn within a sphere in its center, sometimes being lava and sometimes water. This is usually surrounded by either gravel or sand. Each of these spheres is connected by a long, narrow wooden bridge which borders itself with fences to stop you from falling out of the world. There's both small and large spheres, with some mini spheres which float in stasis close by outside, which have ores like diamonds or lapis lazuli on them. The only place that you'll actually find such valuable resources in this world generator. The mod uses a modified version of the classic nether cave generator, meaning lava will generate below a certain level, and obsidian generates to hold it within if it reaches outside. The biomes supported by the biosphere system in the mod include tundra, plains, forest, woods, mountains, jungle, the nether, and the end. And structures including villages or strongholds simply cannot exist or even spawn in this mod.
When you bundle our Consumer Reports recommended treasure mattress with Power Bob Elite adjustable base, you get more relaxation and more energized mornings. I said, and more energized mornings.
future doesn't need bystanders. It needs self-starters with limitless ambition, eager to look at our challenges and step up. At UMass, be the future you want to see. Be revolutionary.
Generator. Mr. Crayfish's vehicle mod. For modern and high quality vehicles, this mod is really the best solution for useful and fun cars. There's a fairly impressive collection of vehicles available that are multi-purpose or provide some kind of utility to them, with them being fully customizable as it lets you change the different components that they use. This includes their engines and wheels, different pieces that actually affect the performance of the vehicle itself and how it drives on certain surfaces. You can use sprays to modify the colour and the livery of the vehicle itself, using a combination of a series of dyes. To power the vehicle, you have to produce fuel through the fuel production system within the mod. There's a collection of up to 20 different powered vehicles and trailers, and the mod and its aspects have a fair deal of
Also, good morning.
Personally, I'm a big fan of the tractor vehicle, which just looks great on a farm, and it actually has a real application, making it genuinely helpful. Custom NPCs. This mod lets you liven up your in-game worlds and make them feel more populated by inhabiting them with custom characters, which can be in place to create new adventures or flesh out both cities and towns with interactable NPCs, with tools available that lets you customize them extensively to modify their skins, AI behavior sets, and modify their health and strength values. You can change the factions, roles or jobs, the dialogues to customize what they say in their speech when interacted with, and even implement quests or objectives through a quest system. The modifications are done through an interactive GUI with buttons to cycle through the settings which you wish to change. There's also a series of NPC models such as humans, males and females, furries, elves, dwarves, monsters, and Naga to name a few, each with many custom skins and support for personal skins also. There's a pathing system, and creating new NPCs is fairly simple. This is definitely a great mod for an RPG experience, or for mod packs which have some kind of story-driven aspect to them. Better Than Wolves. Serving as a total conversion mod for Minecraft 1.5.2, Better Than Wolves was somewhat of a mix between tech and visual appeal. This mod implemented many interesting ideas and contraptions into Minecraft that simply hadn't been done before at the time. The mod makes changes to many of the original survival mechanics of Minecraft to balance the game, such as making sand's movement speed slower and speeding it up on stone, and making buckets being unable to transport water source blocks or lava source blocks. The mod adds mechanical power through a series of systems, such as through water wheels, windmills, gearboxes, redstone clutches, axles, and various similar devices which are used alongside redstone power. There's a lot of potential in creativity with this mod. The mod is based upon an ages system that is how the progression is structured, condensed into different technological tiers for the player to achieve in stages. With mechanical systems like pulleys and platforms, lifts, and more, this mod was just really impressive for its time. Thaumcraft. Thaumcraft is all about magic and the work of miracles as a magician practicing thaumaturgy. You are a worker of miracles in this mod, as you use raw magic from physical objects in the world and reshape their energy. Using a craftable wand, the first being the iron-capped wooden wand, you can interact with a bookshelf to obtain the Thaumonomicon item to learn about what you can do. The manual will show you explanations to many of the magical references and terms in the mod, and you can access the skill tree for the mod's progression. Research is at the core of Thaumcraft, and researching different blocks and items to gain knowledge on them, and then creating spells and utilizing alchemical processes is important as you create new items and even create golem constructs to guard you and your base. Along with some brand new armor sets, interesting new mobs which include both friendly or neutral and hostile enemies, there's a lot of content in Thaumcraft which makes it a top magic mod. Immersive Engineering. Immersive Engineering is an extensive technology mod which is based upon and inspired by more realistic tech. For an example, where many mods have glowing red tubes or machines that almost look like they're from a science fiction film, this mod has hanging power lines and more modernistic pieces. The machines are mostly multi-block structures, created from multiple segments to produce the main block that processes everything. For an example, the ore crusher that rotates wheels and breaks down the ore. The excavator multi-block machine digs ore from the ground below it with a bucket wheel that rotates. This machine is a very resource-intensive one, however. Immersive Engineering is one of the more visually appealing tech mods that make your factory seem slightly more realistic, as the machines don't appear as just singular blocks, but more so real machinery with complex geometry and models. Power generation is performed through a series of different processes, from using windmills and water wheels to biodiesel production. Using Forge Energy and Redstone Flux Power, aka FE and RF power, this mod uses a range of different voltages, ranging from high to low and medium. This mod gives a very industrial and rustic look, perfect for steampunk-esque building. The engineer's manual is the crucial item you should obtain by crafting a book and a lever together. This will provide both instructions and recipes for the majority of the mod's content. And that concludes part 10, the final part of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. I'm going to condense all 10 parts into one gigantic video which is over 1 hour long, so if you want to rewatch it again or if you missed the previous parts, be looking forward to that too, which is probably already on the channel if you're watching this after it was released. If you enjoyed the video, like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more amazing Minecraft mod videos, and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100,000 subscribers, which is going to be really soon. Be sure to check out the other parts on the channel too. Comment below your favourite of the 10 mods featured in this part and why you like them the best, and comment your favourite Minecraft mods of all time which you may have not seen.
Yeah, do what he said. Subscribe to me. Like me. Share this. That's it. It's currently totally down. I'll see you all in the next one.